Federal government increases Tinubu's monthly salary to 8.1 million naira. Vice President, lawmakers, judicial officers get 114% salary bumps. Can you imagine? So all these people that just got into office just this May 29 are already improving their salaries and condition of service. And meanwhile, the entire civil servants in Nigeria are suffering, especially from this issue of removal of fuel subsidy and also devaluation of the naira. Okay, now why is Tinubu? We're talking about a moment where we have to reduce the cost of governance. Okay, is Tinubu going to tell us that his monthly salary is 8.1 million? But on paper, is that what he's going to be getting? So if you calculate 8.1 million times 12, 8 times 12 is 96. That is like 96 million in 1 year times 4 years. That should be 4 times 36. That is almost like almost 40 to 45. That is 400 and something million in 4 years. So are you sure Tinubu is going to get only 400 and something million in 4 years? Or else he's going to go out there with billions? But the fact remains that even if this is the base salary, is it supposed to increase the salary first when the country is wallowing in poverty, when we are looking for a way to reduce cost of governance? When Nigerians are suffering because of increased fuel price and also devaluation of the naira? I don't understand. They tell Nigerians to tighten their belt and cooperate with government to make this work, but they loosen their belt and pull out their belly to take more from Nigerians. I don't understand this kind of thing. The Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission RMAFC has adjusted the remunerations of President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, and other political and judicial officials by 114% increase. Can you imagine? So these people now, who negotiated their salary, on what basis did this Revenue Mobilization Allocation Commission took this action? What is the criteria? Who sat and discussed it? Who are meant to discuss it? How did they come to this increment rate? You understand? Or is this a unilateral decision made? Or was it Tinubu that instructed them to do it? What is the basis? What is it in the constitution that governs their action? We don't know. Mr. Tinubu will earn 8,013,527 naira monthly, a 114% increase from former President Muhammadu Buhari's monthly salary of 3,514,705, according to a report presented by Ramfak chairman Muhammadu Shehu on Tuesday in Birnin Kebbi. Mr. Shehu presented the reports of the reviewed remuneration package to Kebbi State Governor Nasser Idris. The Ramfak chairman, represented by the Federal Commissioner Bakia Tanko Ayuba, presented the report to the governor during a courtesy visit at the government house Birnin Kebbi. Mr. Shehu said the move was in line with paragraph 32D of the Part 1 of the third schedule of the 1999 Constitution, which empowers the Commission to review the remuneration of political office holders. Can you imagine? Recalling that the last review of the remuneration was carried out in 2007, Mr. Shehu said the Commission held a public hearing in all the geopolitical zones to deliberate on the review of remuneration packages on February 1. So they did 2007. So they did throughout Yaradua and the Goodluck Jonathan period. They didn't do it. Okay, and then throughout Buhari's time, they didn't do it. They are doing it now. Now, wow. The chairman said the commission reviewed the remuneration packages in the reports based on subjective and objective criteria. The subjective criteria reflected the various expressions by stakeholders through memoranda received, opinions expressed during the zonal public hearing, and responses to questionnaires administered. The objectives of the criteria were obtained from analysis of macroeconomic variables, particularly the consumer price index, he noted. He added that the commission was also guided by some principles, including equity and fairness, risk and responsibilities, national order of precedence, motivation, and tenure of office. Mr. Shehu said concerning allowances and fringe benefits, the Commission recommended that the existing allowance be maintained at the current levels, since that would translate to higher provisions in actual amount when applied on the reviewed annual basic salary. The chairman explained that concerning the judicial office holder, the commission considered introducing 3 new allowances. He listed the allowances to include professional development assistant. This is to allow for the provision of 2 law clerks or to all judicial officers in the country. Long service allowance. This is to guarantee seniority hierarchy between officers who have been on the bench for a minimum of 5 years and those who are appointed newly, as well as restricted or forced lifestyle. This is to take care of the nature of the lifestyle of judicial officers while in active service. Mr. Shehu said the Commission recommended January 1, 2023 as the effective date for implementing the reviewed remuneration packages. So meaning that all of this will be backdated to people who are in office. What about people that have left office like Buhari? They will backdate for Buhari too, because as a January 1, Buhari was still in the office, meaning that Buhari will receive that. He urged the 36 state houses of assemblies to hasten effort to amend relevant laws to allow for upward review of remunerations packages for political, judicial, and public office holders. This is where they will finish the state treasury. The work by the State House of Assembly will allow for the enforcement of implementation of the reviewed remuneration packages for political, public, and judicial officers. Now, the state governor with his deputy Abubakar Tafida, Speaker of the Kebbi State House of Assembly, Muhammadu Ankwai, acting Chief Judge of the state, Umar Abubakar, the SSG, that is the Secretary to State Government, Yakubu Tafida, Head of Service, Safia Bena, and the Chief of Staff, Atahiru Machido, keenly listened to the presentation. The governor pledged that the committee under his chairmanship would justly look into the report and convey the same to the appropriate quarters for necessary action. Wow. So why is this happening in Benin Kebbi? Because I expected that this action should be for the Kebbi state government. So federal government, so it means that the RMFAC are resident in Kebbi State, or that is where they held the meeting and needed to brief the Kebbi State governor appropriately. So the question now, let's not digress to where they held the meeting. Let's look at why they are doing that now. At this point where Nigeria is bleeding and we are looking at how to reduce cost of governance, now they're increasing their own remunerations. What about the civil servants? What about the public that is ravaging in poverty? What is going to happen to them? How are they going to survive this hardship and high level inflation? Inflation has gone almost 22% right now in Nigeria. Cost of living has skyrocketed, and exchange rate of the naira is now bad because they have just devalued the currency by way CBN decided to float the naira exchange rate. So in all of this, transportation, everything in Nigeria is expensive now, and they're also looking at how to increase the electricity tariff in Nigeria. That means that light bills will increase for everybody. How will Nigeria survive all of this? And in the midst of all of this, lecturers are not paid, ASU is having problem. The medical doctors are having problem. The nurses are having problem. Non-academic staff of universities are having problem. Midwives are having problem. They are not well paid. What is going to happen to all of these people? What is the minimum wage of an average Nigerian civil servant? And how with that, what is the bag of rice today in the market? So rather than looking for a way to make life better for the citizens, they will continue to make their own life better at the expense of the welfare of the citizens. This is quite unfortunate. Terribly, terribly, very bad. Okay, so this is what is coming, that Tinubu's and all civil servants, what they call political office holders and judicial workers' salaries have been increased and to be backdated to January 1st, 2023. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment as well and your views for sharing and for learning. Let's know the direction Nigeria is going.